Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 152. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 17th of December 2014, beginning as usual with my first five, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, All New X-Men number 34. The all-new X-Men continued their adventures in the Ultimate Universe, guest starring Miles Morales and scores of other Ultimate characters. Will either universe ever be the same again? Series writer Brian Michael Bendis provided more details about his plans for this story. Quote, when the X-Men come to the Ultimate Universe, you can look forward to them being broken up. They'll all be in a different spot in the Ultimate U that was equally dangerous, and they'll have no idea where they are. So each character is going to have a big discovery. It takes a lot to even figure out, hey, this isn't my Earth. There are people who read All New X-Men and are dying for each of them to shine. In this, there'll be moments where Iceman shines, Angel shines, and it's going to happen all over the place. Plus, they'll get a sense of a mutant-human relations that is very different from the one going on in their world. A lot has happened to the mutants of the Ultimate Universe, and they're going to get a sense of that. Close quote. At number 2, we've got Batman number 37. The ultra top secret Batman arc known as Endgame continues. It's a story arc so steeped in mystery, all we can tell you is the title. Series writer Scott Snyder responded to how the Joker could deceive Batman. Quote, I'm sure he'll beat himself up over it, but at the end of the day, if anyone's going to do that to him, it's the Joker. For me, the Joker represents Batman's worst fears all the time. He's a character that's a reflection of your most nightmarish thoughts. The idea that Joker could pull it off, for me, he's the only character that could put Batman in that position. That's what he's designed to do. That's who he is. At his core, he's there to terrify you, so he's going to terrify you in ways you think are impossible. That's what makes him powerful and scary. He thinks of the things when you think, what would I be most afraid of? Well, having Joker right under my nose, you know what? I'm going to make that possible. In his way, that's what he is. He's a bringer of nightmares. Close quote. At number 3, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy number 22, part 3 of the Planet of the Symbiotes. Now that Venom has led the Guardians to this devastatingly dangerous planet of alien symbiotes, will the team ever trust Flash Thompson again? Series writer Brian Michael Bendis spoke about Venom. Quote, there was a time when Venom was so overused, he was like the poster boy for everything that was wrong with comics in the 90s. It was just one of those things where it was selling so well and the visual had captured so many people's imaginations that Marvel, almost with an anger, was shoving as much of it out there as possible. I'm of course talking about 20 years ago, but still people our age and younger can't help that their immediate thought of Venom is too much. The reason we saw so much of the character though, and the reason he was popular was because it's an absolutely fascinating idea and fascinating character. Close quote. He went on to say, quote, so here we are with Venom in space and going to the planet of the symbiotes. It's a chance to be ferociously additive to his mythology in a way that hasn't been done in all these decades. It's very exciting. When you hear that no one has done this, you wonder how could it be, especially during a time when they were putting out all this Venom comics, that we never went to the symbiote home planet. Close quote. At number 4, we've got Justice League number 37. Superheroes are no more. What it means to be human is in question. The world is on the brink of a new stage of evolution or total extinction, and it's up to the Justice League to save us. The Amazo virus continues to devastate the Western world as Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Lex Luthor struggle to not only contain the virus, but cure those affected by it. But as they work against the clock, a legion of assassins is out for Lex Luthor's head. Will the Justice League protect Luthor or the world? Series writer Jeff Johns explained the development of this story. Quote, the origin of this story came from a couple different ideas, but first off, how do you challenge the Justice League with a world-level threat that they've never been challenged with before? Think about it. If humans have become superhuman or metahuman, what if another species on Earth started to evolve into a superhuman species to almost combat that? That was, of course, designed and perpetuated by Luthor, but it's almost like a metavirus, and that's kind of how they refer to it. It's the next stage of disease. If people are worried about a man who can fly and lift a car and shoot heat vision out of his eyes, imagine the hysteria and panic that comes from a virus that survives indefinitely outside the human body and does what it does to both humans and metahumans, and reacts to them differently, as you see. Close quote. And at number 5, we've got Batman and Robin number 37. Batman vs. Darkseid, the penultimate chapter of Robin Rises, is here. Can Batman bring Damian Wayne back from death? Concluded in this month's Robin Rises Alpha. Series writer Peter J. Tomasi discussed the conclusion of the story. Quote, in December there'll be Batman and Robin 37 that Pat's drawing, followed by Robin Rises Alpha that Andy Kubert's drawing, and I've seen pages from that. It looks pretty amazing. This has always been a big uber story, and Pat and I have talked about this. We've seeded stuff that you're going to see in the future issues. There are little things that I think anybody who's been reading the book from the beginning will be like, oh wow, I can't believe they harken back to that. So this story has been told in a big, long form kind of way. There's also been great jumping on points throughout the series that we've worked into it, but I think anybody who's been along for the ride is going to appreciate the bigger story, and anybody who discovers it again or discovers it for the first time after maybe joining us in these last few issues will look back and pick up the trades and really feel like they've gotten one big sort of War and Peace massive epic, close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man number 8, a mind-blowing turn of events. This is big. Spider-Man's life turned upside down. What is the truth behind Miles' legacy? Who was Miles' father? At number 7, we've got Scarlet Spiders number 2 of 3. Spider-Verse marches on as the Scarlet Spiders find themselves even deeper in Jennick's twisted realm. What friends or foes will they find waiting for them? A classic Spider-Man ally makes an appearance, but not in the way you expect, and the Scarlet Spiders might not survive the experience. At number 8, we've got Spider-Woman number 2, Spider-Verse tie-in. Spider-Woman and Silk get split up, leaving Silk alone on her suicide mission. Spider-Woman doesn't look like she's in better shape, undercover in the most dangerous place in the multiverse. At number 9, we've got Batman Eternal number 37. Only Catwoman can help Batman now, but Catwoman is long gone. In her place, a woman more ruthless than Batman ever expected. And at number 10, we've got Ms. Marvel number 10. Kamala bands together with some unlikely heroes against the maniacal inventor. But has she taken on more than she can handle? Find out why Ms. Marvel is the best new superhero of the year. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Catwoman number 37, Family Business Part 3, Black Mask strikes, he's out for blood, and Selina's place on the throne of Gotham City's criminal underworld. Next, we have The Kitchen number 2 of 8. In part 2 of the all-new crime drama The Kitchen, the girls find their newly claimed criminal empire under threat when a sleazy hustler blackmails them for more money than they have. Can they get it together in time to keep control of Hell's Kitchen underworld, or will they have to take more drastic measures to protect their turf? We've also got Multiversity Thunderworld number 1. The 5th chapter of the greatest adventure in DC Comics history is here. Acclaimed for their collaborations on Batman and Robin, Sea Guy, and 7 Soldiers of Victory, the Manhattan Guardian, superstar writer Grant Morrison and renowned artist Cameron Stewart deliver some magic to the multiversity with a breathtaking journey to Earth 5, aka Thunderworld. With a single word, Billy Batson transforms from boy reporter for Wiz Media into the world's mightiest mortal, Captain Marvel. Along with the other members of the Marvel family, Captain Marvel battles dastardly villains like Mr. Mind and the Monstrous Society of Evil. But now his greatest foe is attacked, the Rock of Eternity, the source of the Marvel family's power, and it could mean the end of reality as we know it. What impossible villains are Savannah teaming up with who could spell doom for the multiverse? From where did Savannah's children get their newfound superpowers? And what does the appearance of one mysterious comic book mean for the heroes of Thunderworld? Find out all that and more in this exciting issue that acts as Chapter 5 of the Multiversity. Next, we have Red Hood and the Outlaws number 37, revealed at last the secret history of Roy Harper and Oliver Queen in the New 52. And we've got Wonder Woman number 37. Superman arrives on Paradise Island to support Wonder Woman in her darkest hour, but their bond may be breaking apart. No time for Diana to think, though, as a mythological force seemingly tied to Wonder Woman's role as war attacks the Amazons. From Marvel Comics, we've got All New Captain America number 2. The new Hydra is formed, comprised of the most ruthless villains in the Marvel Universe as the great infiltration continues. Cap uncovers the ultimate goal of the new Hydra, but is it too late to stop them? Cap and Nomad's new partnership is put to the ultimate test as they race to uncover the sect of the unknown. Next, we have Avengers and X-Men Access number 8 of 9. Act 3, New World Disorder. This is it, the battle royale of your dreams, the astonishing Avengers versus the uncanny X-Men for the fate of New York. We've also got Access Hobgoblin number 3 of 3. It's night to Kingsley as Phil Urich makes his final move to get rid of the original Hobgoblin. But can Kingsley stick to his new altruistic persona, or will he resort to his old wicked ways to reign supreme? The answers can be found in this exciting chapter and in Kingsley's new book, How I Learned to Stick to My Altruistic Persona but Lost Millions by Revealing the Outcome, in the title of my book. Next, we have Access Revolutions number 4 of 4, companion series to Avengers and X-Men Access. In the wake of their battle with the Red Skull, the world has been altered. Heroes have gone bad, villains have gone good, and Access Revolutions brings you tales of these shocking turns. We've also got Black Widow number 13. The world is turned against Black Widow. Her web is broken. How will she deal with this? The final path to chaos is at her feet, but will her own demons keep her from finally taking it? What happened to Isaiah? Can Black Widow still turn to the Avengers or even to S.H.I.E.L.D.? The creative team celebrates the first full year of their astonishing unbroken run. Next, we have Death of Wolverine, the Weapon X program number 4 of 5. As pieces of the Weapon X team start to come together, who's in charge of the overall program, and what does she stand to gain from experimenting on mutants? One team member isn't what they appear to be, and one is more than they seem. But how do both members tie into something more sinister than they could possibly imagine? We've also got Deathlok number 3. Deathlok is tasked with infiltrating a hostage situation in Stuttgart, Germany, but why? S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Andrea Hope has a lead in her investigation into Henry Hayes, but she'll go to an Avenger for help. Next we have Elektra number 9. As the Assassin's Guild closes in, Elektra faces an old enemy one final time, but how can the Master Assassin survive against an unkillable enemy? And we have Storm number 6. Finishing her business with Yukio in Las Vegas, Storm hitches a flight home, but unbeknownst to her, she's got some stowaways in her carry-on luggage, vengeful assassins armed to the teeth, and they intend to make sure Storm doesn't reach her destination. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Django Zorro number 2 of 6. In anticipation of the Transcontinental Railroad, Archduke of Arizona Gorko Langdon has enslaved the natives for labor on a statewide railway, while he waits for the United States to honor his claim as sovereign of the territory per the Treaty of Hidalgo, Guadalupe. Learning of the Archduke's injustice to the people of Arizona, Don Diego de la Vega enlists the bounty hunter Django as his personal bodyguard as he sets off to undo Langdon's schemes. All too familiar with the cruelties of slavery, Django is eager to assist Diego on this mission, though it is more political than the gunslinger prefers. Even so, there seems to be more to the old fox than his fussy millionaire persona lets on. And we've got Magnus Robot Fighter number 9. A perfect jumping on point as Magnus Robot Fighter begins an all-new story arc. Having finally reunited with his robotic father, Magnus has new purpose in life, but that doesn't really matter if Dad starts him off on a suicide mission. It's Magnus, agent of 1A. From Image Comics, we've got Alex plus Ada number 11. Ada needs to find a balance between freedom and safety. Alex's friends have opinions on his relationship with Ada. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Death-Defying Dr. Mirage number 4 of 5. Deep within the underworld, Mirage makes a life or death choice, and the life or death in the balance is hers. The evil men who conspire against Shanfeng Mirage make their move to destroy everything she has and everything she loves in the physical world. Faced with the obligation to cross the veil back to stop them, Mirage must abandon the spirit of her husband who she came to rescue, or give in to the wish for all she's ever wanted, to die and stay with him forever. And we've got Harbinger Faith number 0. This is Faith number 0. Her first and only boyfriend to date is a little bit of a douche. Her friends are all gone, and after her insane adventure in Mexico City, Faith Haber is feeling a little frustrated with the direction of her life. She's just a normal superpowered young woman in an increasingly crazy world. Here's the story of a true innocent and kind heart in a hard world. From the comic shop of her youth to the moment she found out that, despite her weight, she was actually light as a feather. Out in trades, we've got Saga Volume 4 trade paperback. The number 1 New York Times bestseller returns. Visit new planets, meet new adversaries, and explore a very new direction as Hazel becomes a toddler while her family struggles to stay on their feet. Collect Saga number 19 through 24. Next, we've got Thief of Thieves Volume 4 trade paperback. Conrad may have pulled off his last heist, but not without making some new enemies. Is anyone in his life safe? Find out in the hit list. Collects Thief of Thieves number 20 through 25. We've also got All New X-Men Volume 4 All Different trade paperback. The X-Men are shaken to the core by the fallout from Battle of the Atom. Kitty Pryde and the All New X-Men's faith in Wolverine's Jean Grey school has been completely eroded, so where have they gone instead, and what will they do? Meanwhile, X-23 joins the All New X-Men and sets her hunter's sights on Cyclops. What does this mean to Jean Grey? When Jean and X-23 are forced to team up against a mysterious force, she better figure it out fast. Then ring in the X-Men's 50th anniversary with new stories from some of the greatest creators to ever work on Marvel's mutants, collecting All New X-Men 18 through 21 and X-Men Gold number 1. And we've got Powers Bureau Volume 2 Icons trade paperback. From the Eisner Award-winning team of Bendis and Oeming comes another shocking chapter of one of the most successful independent comics of its generation. The Seven are an explosive new super team made of the world's most elite powers, with a secret that could rock the world. But one of the Seven has been brutally murdered, and no one is talking. Walker and Pilgrim travel to Hollywood to investigate this American icon's death and uncover one of the darkest, most fascinating secrets of American superpower history. Plus, in a game changer for the entire series, Walker must choose between his humanity and his powers with a cost. Every once in a while something happens in this book that makes you say, how are they going to get out of that one? This is one of those times. Collecting Powers Bureau number 7 through 12. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week, but there's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all of the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers. You can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. And we'll also have links up on theleagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. Of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, or Twitter. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.